All right, we'll dive right into it. So I'm Jason, one of the co-founders here at Brilliant Directories, and we're lucky enough to have Patrick and Gabe on the line with us today as well to assist with answering your questions. So thank you, Patrick and Gabe, for joining.
Always great to be here.
If this is your first time joining Webinar Wednesday, I always recommend also joining our free LinkedIn Marketing Strategy Network. It's perfect when you have additional questions after the webinar. You can join the LinkedIn group and start discussions as well as participate in existing discussions. It's a great way to talk about marketing strategies, how to set up your website to increase conversions, revenue, and more. So you guys can save this link. Gabe will share this link in the chat. So you can go to brilliantdirectories.com/LinkedIn. And as long as you're logged into your LinkedIn account, it's free to join. So hopefully we can see you there. And again, for those of you joining us for the first time, Webinar Wednesday was created this year in 2017 as a way for us to connect more with the Brilliant Directories community so we can help each other. There have been a lot of great topics covered in Webinar Wednesday so far. A lot of great ideas have been spawned by you guys joining in the webinars. And you can ask any type of question related to your Brilliant Directories website. It can be related to marketing, making changes and customizations to the code. We can even talk about SEO strategies and publishing content, whatever you have on your mind. And Pat, last webinar you had an idea for another type of topic people can also use this Webinar Wednesday for.
Yeah, if anybody's using any strategies at home or in their office that's working well and you think it'd be helpful for other directory owners to learn about, we definitely invite you to share your personal tips on what's working well, or perhaps you even tried to do something and it didn't work well, a marketing campaign, a marketing strategy. So this is really one community where we're all here to help one another, and it'd be great to hear your ideas.
I saw a recent documentary about those like Tough Mudder competitions where people go into obstacle courses, adult obstacle courses, and some people train for them, and some people are going to win. Some people are going just to see what their body can do mentally and physically. And what I got out of that documentary was, everyone is in that struggle together, and everyone wants everyone else to succeed. And I feel that with this community we have with Brilliant Directories and Webinar Wednesday, there's a lot of positive energy where everyone really wants, the best for everyone to succeed, whatever your own personal goals are. So I'm really happy that we've been doing Webinar Wednesdays, and it's one of my favorite times of the week to get on this with you guys. We have a few updates to share, some things that are going to be released very soon, some things that we're testing in the labs, but always good to share in the Webinar Wednesdays. I mentioned this in the last webinar that we're going to be pushing a new billing manager, and we've actually launched that today. I'll go ahead to the admin area and show you where that is. It's in the same place where your transactions history was. It's just replaced the old view of the transactions manager. And I covered this briefly in the previous webinar, but you have a lot more control now with your transactions. Just to start, you can actually search for transactions based on different criteria. You can see the payments received. What's really fun is there is an upcoming payments tab, and it'll show you payments that are scheduled to be billed within the next 14 days of today, of the existing day. So you can kind of get a snapshot of what's to come with your revenue from your website. I personally think one of the most valuable parts of this update is the past due payment handling. It's very common that your members cancel their cards because some fraud happened or the credit card expires. Sometimes the day that a card is supposed to be billed, maybe they reach their daily spending limit. So it was an unsuccessful transaction. And now you can see how many past due payments you have. And what the cool part is, you can attempt to collect the payment. and the system will try to collect. If it's unable to collect, it'll prompt you to enter a new credit card. So you can easily call your members, email them. You can enter the new credit card information for them if you get it over the phone. But this will help a lot less revenue slip through the cracks. So it's kind of a game changer for anyone who's trying to generate revenue with their Brilliant Directories website. And then also you can see refunds and canceled payments. An additional perk with this is the income forecast. And you get a nice chart here that kind of shows your cumulative revenue over time. And down here, it'll break it down by the upcoming months, letting you know how much future revenue you have scheduled for the next 2 years. So it's a nice snapshot of how your recurring revenue is helping your business. And that is released now. Everyone can go into their admin and click on transaction history and have fun in there.
Yeah, it's also great for all the members that are receiving current payments that they're able to sometimes they need to cancel the current transaction. In the past, it was maybe a little more difficult to do that. So now you can go in there using the new update and cancel individual orders and so forth. So it's about as good of an update as you're going to get.
That's actually worth showing, Pat. So in your past due or upcoming payments, when a scheduled payment has been left unpaid, there is an option to cancel this payment. So you can cancel a specific payment, or if it's a recurring monthly or yearly, you can just stop the whole thing. So this gives you a lot of control over starting and stopping individual transactions for your members. Last month, we released kind of a beta version of the recurring events add-on, and over the last 30 days, we've received a ton of feedback, and let me show you this one. We now have a more solid release, so we are happily promoting the recurring events. And here's something interesting about recurring events. A lot of you may not have events that are tied into your directory website model. But Pat, we were talking about this earlier today. How else can auto recurring events be beneficial if events are not really part of your directory website today?
You can leverage the recurring events basically as recurring content. There's multiple different ways you can use it. I find it especially useful for when you're launching a new directory, a new website, because one of the hardest challenges is having enough content to make your site look like there's constantly something going on. Oftentimes when I go visit people's websites and I go to the events section, for example, it seems pretty empty. There's 1 or 2 events, and the problem with events is they expire. When the event passes, then basically there's nothing else showing on your events. So you're constantly having to log in and create new events. It's a difficult section to keep populated. Some ideas I had using this particular feature, each directory owner can have their own webinars for their specific members. If I have a plumber website, I can have a marketing webinar for plumbers, and I can have that recurring every week, and that way my events section will always have an event going every single week, and that can also lead I can help collect some emails from people that may potentially become members on my website. So that's one particular use that you can use with that recurring events feature.
Awesome. And then standard things like fitness classes happen on a weekly basis, maybe school courses or local classes of some sort. You can encourage your members to publish more content, and if it's recurring, it'll stay as permanent, unique content on your website. So I think that's right. It's just a better way to publish more relevant content for your site.
One of the most creative ideas I've seen used for this add-on, and I thought it was a genius move, is the coupons features is a good idea. I totally get it, but a lot of people I've seen some people use the recurring events as their daily specials. So restaurants have their Wednesday wing night, their Tuesday movie night. So when you're it's very easy to call all the local businesses, find out what their special is for a specific day of that week, and those are always recurring. So I could call 50 restaurants in my local directory find out what their daily specials are, make them recurring weekly, and I can be guaranteed every day of the week that if somebody comes on my local directory, they click on daily specials or local specials, they're going to see a ton of engaging and helpful content for our local directory.
Pat, I need a towel to clean up this mess because you just blew my mind. That is that's that's the best application because every business, if they don't have a recurring promotion, you know what? They might as well start one now because you've given them an outlet to do so. So you can call the business that doesn't have promotions because they're not on top of their stuff, and that's a way your website, your organization can help those businesses. That's amazing. Good one.
All right, beautiful.
So that's just update number 2. So recurring events is fully live. Whoever wants the add-on can purchase it on our website. If you're part of the VIP add-ons club, which I hope most of you are part of the VIP add-ons club now, you can just email to have this added to your site already. So cool. Next thing, this is in the labs. It's not necessarily released yet, but we always like to experiment with new things. And we're working on, I know everyone loves the design settings because you can, change your logo and the colors. We're working on a live editor. So we're playing around with maybe potentially launching a live editor so you can actually see your changes as you're making them. And I'll show you how cool this can get. We're going to give you a lot of color controls here. I'm not going to make something pretty, but just to show you how you'll be able to start controlling things. And also, once you set up your site, you're not going to really mess with the design, but this will help some newcomers when they're first starting their site. So you can even control the logo here. And what's really fun is you can even change the icon at the top there, which I think is really cool and neat. So this is something else in the labs, is the live website editor. And then, of course, you can save your changes once you get the look and feel that you're satisfied with. One more thing, I don't have an example to show, but we are working on a Facebook login add-on. So you'll be able to have social login for your members so they don't have to register an email address and a password. They can log in with Facebook. I think we're also doing Google, their Google account as well. I know Facebook for sure.
You're correct, Jason. It's both Facebook and Google.
Awesome. So if it's a free sign up, then they'll just log in with their Facebook or Google. If it's a paid sign up, they'll register with their Facebook and then they'll enter their credit card information to sign up to the paid membership level.
That's correct. And we're also building in, because there's going to be a lot of people listening in that have existing members. They're going to be able to easily link their Facebook or Google account to an existing profile they've already created, so that in the future, they don't need to enter in their email and password to log in. They can do the quick login. So it's useful both for creating an account, collecting that important email address and name, of course, and then if later on, it's very good for logging in from their phones and not having to type with their fingers, and that'll just make the ease of access that much easier.
Sweet. All right, we've been doing a little recommended reading the last couple weeks, and Pat chose this recommendation today. It's Delivering Happiness by Tony, who is the creator of Zappos.com, if you're familiar with the shoe delivery company. And the title is Delivering Happiness, A Path to Profits, Passion, and Purpose. And Pat, just in a nutshell, what kind of topics are covered in this book?
So a couple of topics that are covered are the importance of company culture, of course, making sure you have the right people on the team. And what I like about it is it's a personal journey in his shoes, from basically being a startup to a very successful company, always having the customer's best interest at heart. And a happy customer will basically lead you to successful business. It's also where I got that poker analogy that I shared during the last webinar a few weeks ago. And I've had a few people say they really like that analogy, and it was very helpful for them. And I referenced this book, so I figured I'd make it the recommended reading of the week.
Awesome. Yeah, one more thing about this book is it also teaches you not only how to deliver happiness, but sometimes you can turn upset or frustrated customers or even members on your website because something's not working into your biggest fans. And it's learning how to identify those opportunities when problems are occurring. So it's a big thing about turning problems into opportunities and really identifying what the priorities are with how your business engages with its customers. Okay, we don't usually do an important news update, but I got an email from Google 6 days ago on one of the websites that I personally manage. And basically, and I'll show you the email in a second, most of you are familiar with SSL security. As you can see from the icon here, you guys are familiar with this. And I hope most of you already have this on your Brilliant Directories website. But basically, the email says they'll start ranking websites without SSL security lower in the search engines. And also, they're going to actually warn visitors that your site is not secure. So if you're trying to attract traffic to your site, not having SSL security on your site may turn away some visitors. With the SSL security, you'll rank higher than sites without the SSL, and also visitors will feel more comfortable staying on your website because they see that secure badge. And I'll just go to the email I got here for one of the websites. Chrome will start showing security warnings. The fact that they're saying Chrome is just the beginning behind what they'll be doing more in their actual search algorithm. So what they're saying is starting October 2017, Chrome will show a not secure warning when users enter text in a form. So you guys have directory websites, people are putting their name and their email. So that's going to apply to any type of membership or directory website. And then it goes on about how to fix this problem and whatnot. So it's important that everyone does get SSL on their sites. And because of that, we tied that into the deal of the week this week. And the deal of the week is to get the SSL add-on installed on your website. Again, if you're part of the VIP add-ons club, it's part of it. So you can just ask us to install SSL on your site. If you don't have SSL on your site, yes, the security, we're going to be doing free installation today as the deal of the week. So it's just $97 a year for the security certificate, and we'll waive the $147 installation charge. So you'll just pay $97 per year for your SSL without the installation, the $147 installation. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/promo, and this will ensure that your site is secure and ready for the Google update in October. Do you want to add anything to that, Pat, regarding SSL?
No, I think you covered it. It's it's really Firefox had been pushing this a while ago on their own, but now that Chrome is pushing this as well, and it's going to be factored into Google's algorithm. I really don't think it's optional at this point. So really, it's an important step to take if you have an online business these days.
So here's an example in Chrome. You can see here, this is a secure site. It's a Brilliant Directory site. It does say secure here. I'm assuming the update in October, it's going to say not secure in big, bold letters here. So you don't want to scare away potential visitors when marketing an online business is already difficult enough. So jump on this. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/promo, and Gabe will share a link in the chat there as well. All right, and now for the fun part, your questions and our responses. All right, we've got a lot of hands raised here.
Yeah, Cindy just wrote in, and she's asking, it's a simple question. She's asking how she can change the search in her header to be just for videos.
The search in, okay. All right, you want to take this one?
Sure, I can. Yeah, if you want to pass it along to me. All right. All right, so what Cindy is referring to here in this case is the search that we're seeing here in the header. So this search currently is the member search and the location search. So keyword and location. As you type in, it'll show you members, it'll show you categories, it'll show you a bunch of different content. But in this case, Cindy wants this search to only be showing videos. So changing this is very quick and easy. All you need to do is go into the design settings. And we have the header design tab. So the header design under the design settings primary tab here, you can control a lot of things here that are all related to the header area, which is the top of your website. And one of the options is the type of search that you're going to have in the header. So in this case, it really is just a matter of selecting just the video search and saving that setting. So once that save takes place, I'm assuming if we refresh here, that the search will be updated. Of course, the location field is taken out, and now it's just going to show videos, both in the auto suggestion, which is great, as well as it's only going to return results for videos. So you can have it be classifieds, you can have it be coupons, any of the primary content feature types. You can select those in the header and exclusively display that content. So that's pretty helpful in some cases.
Very nice. Actually, Pat, while you're there, um, sometimes people want to show the banner ad in the header, and they've already enabled their banner ads, but they're not seeing the banner ad in the header. You want to that might be good to also, just since we're in the same area, how to make sure a banner ad shows in the header.
Yes, correct. So the way it's been designed, the banner ad in the header, and that's, to me, that is the most valuable spot for a banner ad because it's always going to be displaying on every page of your website. So it should be one of those banner ads that you probably price out a little higher than most. And the space that's reserved for that banner advertisement is where the search module is. So in order for the banner ad to show, what you need to do is you need to come to this very setting and you need to select hide search, show banner ad, and save the changes. So what that's going to do if you have banner ads enabled is it's going to now display the banner ad where the search used to be shown on the home page.
I don't think they're enabled on this site, which is another good thing. Is you need to make sure that banner ads in general are set to display yes.
Correct. So we have to set these to yes, so the ads display. And in this case, it's the small header banner ad. And all we need to do is upload an image, and that will now display in the spot that's reserved for it right here.
Nice. Perfect.
Beautiful. I'll pass it back to you.
All right. Raj, unmuting your microphone. It looks like your mic is also muted. Raj?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Raj.
Hi.
How you doing?
Yeah. Good, good. Thank you. How are you?
Awesome. Thank you for joining in on the webinar. Really good to be with you here.
Well, thank you very much. You guys are awesome. And you know what? Every time I come, I learn a lot of new things from you. So kudos to you. And thank you so much for doing this for all the new people who are joining the, Brilliant Directory community.
Thank you very much. And what's your question for us today?
Yeah, my question is that, I was trying to actually create two level of membership so that, people can join. Like I want my site is for the business owners and also for the B2B for the equipment and, other suppliers. So I want to divide my membership level in two levels. And I was trying to create a page, but I can only see my one page, so I don't know how to do that. Maybe if you can help me or walk me through, that would be really nice.
Absolutely. What's the name of your website?
Spascanada.com.
Okay. So let's go to your website here.
Sure, thank you.
And, you're using the banner ad up there. Very nice. So let's go to your sign up page.
And so, when you go to register now?
Register now. So you have these two here.
Yeah, so one is for the spa and, the wellness centers. The other one is for the B2B, for the business companies who wants to sell their equipment to the spa owners.
Okay.
So I created one page. It gives me two levels, like, one is for the business and one is for the spa owners. So I wanted to divide that into two so that the business people will get only the business listing they can see, and the spa owners will get only the spa owner listings.
So the B2Bs don't need to be here. They need to. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you.
let's get, so first it's the about your menu. So I'm going to clone your pricing page menu. Okay, so now we have the clone here. So I'm going to edit this one. It's the one that I just cloned.
Right.
And I'm going to call this one something else. But first on this one, I'm going to remove the spas.
Okay.
So when you delete, let me just show everyone, the menus have links inside of them. You can see from this tree here. So when we delete a menu item, we want to delete this one and all the sub-levels below it. So I'll do this and delete this one, and we'll delete this one. Okay. Now, also, before I work on this one, the B2B one, let me actually start working on the spa one, and then we'll come
Sure.
back to the B2B one.
Thank you.
It will be actually a little easier if we start on this one. So for the spa one, I'm going to remove the free to join, B2B, and this one, right? These three.
The spa one is going to be all the spa listings, which is like, basic, select, and elite.
Perfect. Okay. So that's correct. Delete these three. And I'm going to do something else for you as well.
And if you don't mind, maybe if we can get it right on the home page, like in the front page, that, two levels can show up the way you did it on your interior designing site.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's go to the spa salon med spa. So this one, as far as we're concerned, is correct now.
Right.
For the spas and here. Now, when you go to, let me just do something real quick. I'm going to customize this widget actually because I want to make a duplicate of the pricing. Oh, let me delete this one first. Actually, I can just start working on this one. Perfect. So this is going to be a Bootstrap display pricing plans. This is going to be B2B.
Right.
And in B2B, what we want to do is we actually want to query the other pricing menu, not this pricing, not the original one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the system name of this pricing menu, and I'm actually going to enter it here, which is fine. And I'm going to take the new widget name, and hopefully I haven't lost anyone yet. We're going to go to the B2B sign-up page. Let me just show widgets. So I'm going to go to B2B distributors, and I'm going to edit this page. Currently, it's calling the widget that shows the pricing plans that we're using for the spas. I'm going to put the new widget we created, which is for the B2B plans. And if we reload this page, which is this is the B2B distributors, we now have a page that says B2B. Now it's showing this menu, which is your, what we're going to call, let me change the name of this one to pricing menu, and I'll call this B2B.
B2B. Okay.
And then I think with that, you can take it from there, creating your own plans and everything.
Right.
Okay. Right. So yeah, now you can have two types of registration signups as you have here.
Right. Thank you.
All right. Greg, I've unmuted your mic.
Hi. Thank you for taking my question here.
Sure thing.
I think I've got a pretty simple question for y'all, but right now I'm noticing that my contact forms are going to an email address that I signed up with originally with Brilliant Directories. I can't find where in the dashboard to change it so that I can have anybody filling up a contact form redirect to a different email address. And taking that further, I'd really like to establish a default email address based on the domain itself. but confused about getting that set up through the cPanel.
Sure, I can show you the areas where you can control that actually.
Okay, great.
Yeah, let me give me one moment here. So what you can do is there's a few places. So first, in your general settings, you can. This is where you would enter a default website address for the site, and also what the domain will be. And your question is also, how do you even create a default website email address for a site? Regarding the admin part, what you can do is in the admin accounts, you can put your own personal email here, and then the get email updates. This is where you can change your email address if you're getting updates from your site and whatnot from an email that you don't want to use. So you can edit your own admin account and change the email address that's associated with it. And it sounds like you're getting the emails, so this is probably set to, yeah, get email updates means you'll get CC'd and copied when there's certain types of member activity on your site, such as somebody filling out the contact form. And this can be your personal email address that you put there. The second thing is under the emails tab, you can create email accounts. So from here, you can do two things. You can set up email forwarders and email accounts. Generally, when someone is first starting their site, I think the first thing you should do is set up like info at your website. It's very standard. So in this case, you can do info at, this Holistic Health Finder. You can have it generate a password. I have copied this to the clipboard, whatever you want. That's your password. And then you just hit create account. The second part, then once you've created the account with your password, you can connect this to your Gmail, your Outlook, Apple's Mail, whatever it is. Now, if another thing you can do is once that's created, you can set up an email forwarder. So now that you've established info at your website, what you can do is you can add a new forwarder. It's the green button here. And I'm going to add forwarder. And it's going to ask me, what do I want to forward? I want to forward info at, the at's right there, Holistic Health Finder. And then the destination, this could be your personal email. So, this could be whatever you want, John at gmail.com. And then any emails going to info at your site will get forwarded to your personal email, so you can get that correspondence that's coming to your domains, your website's emails.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Okay. I don't know why it was so confusing to me.
Okay. And then, so once you set up the info at email, then the forwarder will start working because you've established info at, and then you want that to forward to your personal. And then you can, in your general settings, set the default email address to, info at or no reply, whatever you like. And then you always want the email domain, always use your regular domain name here.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
So this is where other emails from your site come from. So you just want to make sure you put your domain name here.
Okay.
So this is at Holistic Health Finder as an example.
Awesome.
All right. Any other questions? That was pretty quick.
Well, nobody else does. I have more, but.
Well, we got other questions, but no, that's good, Greg. We'll come back around if we have more time.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. All right. Good question there about emails from Greg. All right. We got a T-Paul. T-Paul.
Hey there. How are you today?
Pretty good. You wrote T-Paul as your name. Is it just Paul?
Yeah, either one. Doesn't matter.
All right.
Sure appreciate your webinars. It's a great way to learn, and all your videos. The website is so vast, and it's exciting.
Awesome. That's great. Great to hear. What's your project about that you're working on?
It's actually called PCYA Directory, and it's for the Pacific Coast Yacht Association.
Okay, great.
So PCYA Directory.
Okay. And what's your question for us today?
Well, I was redoing the pricing page, and so on the join today, I was doing that, and I was going to change the free to join to the featured price, and I went ahead and made all the changes on the back on the other page, and then I came to this, and it asked me if I wanted to delete a sub menu. So I deleted it, and then it caused all this.
I'm with
And
you.
so before I did any more damage, I thought I would just try to jump on and see if I could get some help.
Absolutely. So if you remember when I was helping Raj, we did delete those different sections and all the subsections below them. So you actually only deleted the parent, which left a bunch of rogue sub-level menu items, which is what we're seeing here. So so it should be a quick fix. We just need to add the parent element back. And so the first thing we'll do is we'll create a new parent element. So those are called the titles. If you can see here, it's a little tricky actually. All the top ones that have the children elements in them, the child elements, they do have a link CSS class called title. So what's the name of this free membership level?
Just basic.
Basic. Okay, so I'm going to create a new link, basic, and I'm going to put this title class there. And what I'm going to do is, let me just save those changes. And then I'm going to slide this basic one all the way to the top, right above all the child elements. And then I'm just going to start nesting them again, one by one, real quick.
Oh,
just to get them under there. And we know that these are the features related to the basic level, and they should be in the same column on the pricing page. Just a little.
Now, what are these X's here? Are they important?
We're going to see what you're going to see right now. You can have them blank. It's basically what's not included with your free level. So I'll just do a test here. I'm going to put not included for one of them, and then you'll see how the other X's make some sense. And let me just see one final thing here. So those of you that are designers, this is Bootstrap, so we're going to say that this is 4 columns wide. So you'll have elements that are 4 columns wide each. And that looks like it's a success. Now, are your fingers crossed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know mine are.
There we go. So you can see here now you have the correct parent title and then the elements underneath it. And you can see here I wrote not included. Basically the X's are kind of signifying you don't get the stuff over here.
Gotcha.
That you're getting over here. So you can choose how you wanna do it.
Well, Jason, I changed the other page that defined all the pricing already and saved it. And then this is where it's supposed to show everything. So are they not lining up, or did I not do that right?
So you're referring to setting up your membership levels in the manage products area?
I believe so.
Okay, so you bring up a really good point, and it's probably one of the most confusing things on the Brilliant Directories platform, except the times that you need to get the code. So with the manage products, you have over, I think now, 50 or 60 settings that you can set to build your membership packages, from the type of content you're going to allow those members to publish, to whether their profile pages have a Google map on it or not. So you set up your member packages here, and you can choose from all the different options to make each membership level unique and the benefits of each one. What we just did is, this is your pricing page, and the pricing page at its core is a promotional tool to get people to sign up for your website. So it really goes against the grain to want to show 60 different features, some of them that they don't even care about, on the pricing page. So that is why when you're on the pricing menu, and you can see when everything is collapsed, it's neatly organized: basic, feature, premium. And what you can do is you can expand one of them and change the verbiage, because you really need to speak to your customers on this page. So maybe for your industry, most popular plan is not the right thing to say. Maybe you want to say get instant access or best exposure, best online visibility, whatever the promotional text is. So the reason this pricing page menu exists is, number one, for you to control how many elements you're going to feature. You don't want to do overkill with too many features. You want to keep it short and sweet. But it really lets you choose the verbiage of what you're trying to promote with each different plan. And we can see here, again, this is very standard stuff that we've added: searchable listing, no ads on listing. These change based on industry to industry, website to website, and organization to organization. So we've started you off with this here. And what you can do is maybe write this out on an Excel document of what you want the different features to say, and then you can come into your site and actually easily make those changes once jot it down on a piece of paper or something, and then you can come in here and put the actual unique identifiers for the unique benefits of each level.
So if I understand this right, Jason, is that the other place that I set up the pricing is kind of in the back end, and when they go to pick one of those products, then it'll go into the payment gateway and all that. So I need to change this to match what I put in on the other side. Is that what you're saying to me?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. So what's one thing the premium levels get that the basic don't?
Well, see, on the other screen, it shows that the basic is $9.99, the featured is $19.99, and the premium is $29.99.
Okay. So let's do the pricing then. So just a very simple thing. You can take your prices, and we'll change the default here, $19.95. And what's the benefit of getting this plan in 3 words or 4 words?
Best value with SEO results.
Okay, so let's do most online visibility.
Okay.
Best value and most online visibility. And then the basic one, you don't want to dismiss it, but you could say free to join. I like what it says, get listed or add your company. And what are they adding? Their company?
Yeah, it's just a location and an email address. There's no there's no phone number or a connection to the website or anything.
All right, so let's put $19.99 for the featured level. Just expand this, put a 1 there. And this one says best online. So premium placement. I don't know, you can change this yourself to whatever you like, but let me just save these changes just to show you the effect that this has.
Sure.
Pricing menu. And it sounds like you were on the right track. You were in the right place with what you were trying to do. And if we update this now, so now we can see the $19.99 price, premium placement, $29.95 per month, best value, and most online visibility. So this is your holy place to basically put the promotional text you need to motivate people to join your site when they're looking at the different pricing options.
Now, Jason, if I want to strategize with one of your members to kind of really figure out the best way to do this, how would I go into the marketplace, or would I ask, submit a ticket for like an hour, or how do I do that?
What I would recommend first, because it looks like you're in the early stages of your site.
Yeah, we are.
That's okay. Yeah, everyone starts somewhere. So what I would recommend, actually, we do have a website setup service. And I think before you start strategizing with someone, we need to get the fundamental elements of your site set up. So what we do have is a Kickstart setup, and it's worth more than just a 1-hour call, I think. Let me just run through what this includes. You get a 30-minute introductory call, and you're going to share your goals with our team. They're also going to provide you with a little bit of homework to kind of fill in the blanks, like your membership levels, your categories, and some things about your industry. They're going to, you've already done this, but they're going to set up the membership packages, and you are working on your pricing page, so that'll help save you some time to get it done right. They'll set up your main menu navigation. So this is what comes out of the box, but as you develop your site more, you're going to want to add more important links up here. They're going to set up additional admin users on your site. So if you have staff or partners helping you, they'll help get them registered. They'll set up the email accounts like we just did for, Greg or Gary. He needed help with his email accounts. Connect your live domain name, your payment gateway, your Google Locations API. That's actually one of the more complicated things. Your categories, your logo. Basically set up all this stuff for you, and then they'll have a closing session to answer any questions about your setup. Once it's set up, and I would recommend trying to operate your site on your own a little bit just to get a feel for it, but there is another service that we offer, and this has been really, really popular. It is a website audit review, and this is where you can get on more of a strategy call with our team to make sure that your verbiage is correct, your pricing plans make sense, you're using quality images on your site, and so forth. So you can talk.
Yeah.
This is the 1 hour call, and then that's $200, but I promise you it's worth its weight in gold. And there is another one here. Patrick's time is very limited, but it's a 1 hour call specifically with Patrick, who's on this webinar, and you'll go over all sorts of strategy on your site depending what you want to talk about in that 1 hour. So that there is this option here too. But I would recommend starting with the Kickstart setup before starting to talk about strategy calls.
That's awesome, Jason. I sure appreciate your help today.
All right. Great question there. Glad we can help you with your site. And let us know when we can go for a ride on one of your boats.
Yes.
All right, let's keep it rolling here. How are we doing on time? We're just a little bit over on time. I think I see a new name here, Stephanie. How you doing, Stephanie?
Good. How are you?
Good. I think you're going to be our last question for today, Stephanie. And if we missed anyone's questions, please join the LinkedIn marketing group. We'll be happy to answer them there. So where are you calling from, Stephanie?
I am in upstate New York.
Awesome. And is this your first webinar with us?
No, I've listened, but I haven't asked any questions before.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. Awesome. So what's your question for us today?
Well, I'm still trying to get my website started, and I was trying to test out manually adding a member just to see how the listing would look. But I am not, when I click on the profile, it's not even coming up on the website. I'm getting a 404 error. So I don't know if I changed something by accident or.
What's the name of your website? We'll check that out for you.
It's thelandlordspot.com.
Okay. All right. So you've added a member. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to log in as this member. And also let me try to go to their profile. Let's see what happens. So this is the 404 error you're getting. And
so there's 2 forward slashes up in the URL bar. And I think I was trying to manually change it to see if it would work, and maybe I added that. But
I see that. So this member does not have anywhere to put contact information, and
right, and that's another issue I was having too.
Okay, let's add this first. You enable contact details. You always want to enable this. Actually, Pat, I don't see an instance where you will not need the contact details. Might want to remove the yes/no option here. The other ones could be yes/no options, but it might make sense to make this standard, and you can just choose the different form moving forward.
Yeah, you're right. I can't think of an instant either. Not a single one where it's helpful to remove the contact details form.
Gotcha. So now we have contact details. Let me just save some information first. Let me choose a category. This is local professional services because they're a real estate financing company. Okay, it also looks like you don't have your Google Locations API set up, so that's why we're seeing this oops. This is something that we do in the Kickstart setup. I can't do it right now over the webinar. Pat, what would be the best way to get her Google location set up real quick? Email support?
Yeah, emailing support would be the quickest way, and then she'll get the easy to follow instructions.
Perfect. So I just saved the first and last name. Let's see if the listing is there now. So now the listing is here. It has a category. It has the full name. Let me just go from the admin again to go view live profile. This needs a 301 redirect, I think. Oh no, let me refresh this page. And if we go to view live profile, there we go. So now there is a profile. Let me just quickly try to add a member like you were doing.
Okay.
And make sure that that's working. So I'll just do Jason at jason.com and just a simple password. I'll do a featured membership level. And let's just stop there and see what happens. And if I try to view, yeah, see, I don't have any member information, so it's not creating a profile for you. What you want to do is log in as the member and at the minimum put a first and last name or a company name for them. I guess, yeah, there's some required fields here as well. And then that will create an actual profile page for the member. Otherwise, it's kind of like a half-baked profile. There's nothing to really show on the profile besides the email address that you registered.
Right, okay.
Okay. Does that help answer your question?
Am I now set for the default options to have that contact?
Yeah, you're good to go with that. So the default option is set that everyone needs to put in basic contact information.
Okay, because I didn't really see where you went to.
So that was, I'll just show you, that was when you're editing a product under profile, make sure for everyone that enable contact details is set to yes.
Okay.
All right. All right, well, thank you for your question, Stephanie.
Thank you. So they are coming up with a profile page now?
Yes, just when you're adding a member from the admin, log in and at least add a company name or a first and last name, and you should be good to go.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. All right, guys, I think that will wrap up Webinar Wednesday for today. Thank you so much for your questions. As a reminder, the next Webinar Wednesday is in 2 weeks. Not next Wednesday, but in 2 weeks. And if you're in this webinar, you're already registered. For those of you who joined us a little late, the deal of the week is to get an SSL installed on your website for 60% off. Google is requiring all websites in October to have SSL security. So if you don't have it, you can go to brilliantdirectories.com/promo, and basically you're going to get the installation for free, and your website will not suffer in the Google rankings. Recommended reading is Delivering Happiness, great book on how to work and really leverage your relationships with your customers. And any other questions that we didn't get to in this webinar, go to brilliantdirectories.com/LinkedIn. You can join our LinkedIn group and we can continue the conversation there. So see you in the next webinar, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. See you in a couple weeks.